What we set out to do with this book in telling the story of these 7 men was to not only tell a compelling story from the perspective of each of these men, but to make this not just about widowed fatherhood, but about adversity and about growth in the face of adversity and about reimagining one's life, whatever difficult circumstances you were facing.
So that night during the first support group, when Don and I met the 7 men, it was clear just how deeply they were hurting. Each man was grieving the loss of his wife, trying to make sense of a world that had been turned upside down, all the while having to raise his children on his own, and children who needed their father now more than ever.
Getting up in the morning was an act of will, and really the only thing that got me out of bed every morning was knowing that I had kids to take care of.
So the plan originally was that we were going to meet with these men for 6 sessions. That was going to be the entirety of the group. And during that first night, Don and I weren't even sure if even that was going to happen.
We went around the room and 7 men introduced themselves to each other and told their stories. And Justin and I were pretty convinced that this would be a one and done meeting, that no one would kind of bear to be able to come back.
I'm a quiet, shy, reserved kind of guy. Not really a support group kind of guy at all.
By the end of that first night, it was clear that these men had started to connect on a deeper level than even we had expected. So these guys created a really special partnership. And instead of meeting for 6 sessions, as we had talked about, the men ended up meeting together for over 4 years.
When I'm in that room with those guys, we relate.
I would say that this group has been my biggest coping factor with adjustment. You know, they ground you.
What was really interesting is to watch how each of them started to grow in different ways, how their healing took place. Some of the men, after a period of time, started to date again and start thinking about life going on in a different way than what it had been before, and imagine a new possibility for themselves moving forward.
It became about healing. It became about growing. It became about giving to others as a way to heal yourself. And it became about finding meaning.
Things that we think are relevant for people who are dealing with any kind of difficult life situation, certainly including, but not limited to, the catastrophic loss of a loved one.
What these men taught us, and what we feel like they'll teach the readers, is just how resilient we can be, and how even when things seem impossible, and even when things seem like you cannot get through to the next day, you do.
I feel like I've gone from taking 1 step forward, 2 steps back, to taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And I see it improving from here.
The fundamental theme of this book is about how one reimagines a new future for themselves after an unthinkable loss.
You will be able to see light again. You will be able to see happiness. You will be able to laugh. You will be able to enjoy friends, and you will learn how to recreate your life and build something new. And that's a good thing.